Well, good morning. We're back here in Middle Earth, and we are with Candaith. We're going to do this instance, retake Weathertop. We're doing the solo version because, well, we are sort of playing this on our own.
How can I be of service?
And we are ready to go.
Weathertop, once a watchtower of the Dunedain, now a refuge for orcs. Candaith the Ranger strives to break their foothold in the Weather Hills.
Alright. Hello, Candaith.
What do you need?
We must make haste. We have the leaders of the Urukai cornered like rats upon the slopes of Weathertop. If we can defeat them, we may yet break the will of this warband and drive them whimpering to their masters in the south. Be prepared for anything. Stop coughing and start fighting. Oh, the arcs are funny. Huh. I notice that these are giving far less reputation than the mobs on landscape now. It used to be they gave more. Still, they're giving rep points. So, oh, and Candaith goes and runs ahead. Candaith, you moron. The path diverges ahead. I shall follow the trail to the right. You follow the path to the left. If all goes well, we will meet again upon the peak of Weathertop. Wait until I have passed from sight before you proceed. Remember, we must defeat the leaders of the warband if we are to discourage them. Use the torches you find on the unlit pyres along the path. This may draw the attention of nearby orcs. do we have any more pyres to light? Got a lot of torches everywhere. Okay, that was handy. Plenty of torches, but not a whole lot to use them on. Oh, I see one up there. We're gonna go grab one of these torches. Okay. And that's going to get somebody's attention. And we completed Orc Slayer. Nice. Alright, so we are... Ha! And our first boss jumped right over the gate. That's funny. And I do think there isn't anything else up that way. But we do need to light that pyre there, which is hidden by grasses. And wait for somebody to come open this gate. There they come. There was some lag there. Yay for lag. We'll avoid the fiery pit there. And... so... now we got a few wargs. We'll start our Warg Slayer deed, of course. There we go, Warg Slayer started. Alrighty. If you hear any boomy sounds, it is a little stormy outside right now. I just realized that. Wasn't expecting rain today. I think they've messed this one up a little tiny bit. this instance used to be a little better organized than this. It's a little bit of a mess now. And up here we have our other boss. And actually it's two of them, because Muzz has a boss ward. Still, easy enough to deal with. So we have defeated Muzz. And which way? Are we still going this way? Yes, we are. We're going past his camp and up. We got more orc, more warg. And wargs don't give you lone land rep like the orcs and goblins do. Alright, I think we are almost all the way to the top. And we got some orc coming down to greet us. And Candaith, what have you done to yourself? You have done well. Better than I, it appears. Urukai and orcs nearly bested me, and my wounds run deep. But you must not concern yourself with me now. Beyond the gate is the Uruk who leads this force. Pass through the gate and defeat him. We cannot not allow these orcs to have a hold in the north. You're going to hold the rear guard. It doesn't look like you're going to be holding anything except your guts inside your belly. Alright, so there's our boss. There's a bunch of orcs. And there's our troll. And that, oh, and I forgot, there is a troll slayer deed too. Okay, so I missed the slayer deed yesterday. And for the record, the troll in the fellowship version of this burn he put on me would hurt a lot worse. In fact, that troll is pretty hard to deal with in the actual fellowship version of this. Like I said, much more of a challenge. But we are done, Candaith. Oh my god, you look horrible. My wounds are grievous, but I shall recover. Come, we shall return to my camp. I don't think... Now, there's no, like, loot box or anything to grab before we go here. there's a box that they had the troll in, which looks like a shipping container. I just realized that. That looks like a modern day shipping container. Okay. Anyway, back to Candaith. Alright, Candaith, we're ready to go to your camp. And we have successfully completed Retake Weathertop.
What do you need?
Do not concern yourself with the orcs that remain. This far removed from the Southlands, they will dwindle and become only a small danger to travelers through the Lowlands. You have won a pivotal battle, my friend. You have earned some rest, I think, for great threat posed by these orcs is now finished. Now let me aid you in your endeavor to find Radagast the Brown. Okay, thank you. So we have a bunch of stuff here that I don't think any of it's really useful to us. We're just going to grab whatever we can get the most coin from. And I think that would be this here. Alright.
What do you need?
I managed to track Radagast south, and there met friends, the Eglain, who make some ruins here in the Lowlands their home. They are solitary and quiet people, having shunned societal obligation for a simple life eked out here. The few that do venture towards the more civilized area of the world are still different than most you will ever meet. Because of their nature, they are truly wary of anyone who wishes to traffic with them or their allies, and it seems that Radagast has enlisted their aid, not only now, but at some time in the distant past. I fear that you will need to earn the right to speak with Radagast. I have done what part I can. My horse will take you south and west to the Forsaken Inn. There you should seek an audience with Gaderick Muntz. He will know your name. Be safe. Okay. So, we are done in the Weather Hills, and we will talk to Candaith, who now has a travel destination we can use, and that is the Forsaken Inn. The Estelden one will not be something that we can use until after we've completed everything in the Lowlands. Or at least the main story. So we will now head to the Forsaken Inn. And I can't remember if this is... it's a fast travel. Okay. Alright. This is the Forsaken Inn. And if I remember right, I actually already ran up here and got the stable. And here. We'll take a look at this from the safety of the Circle of Shame. Or the Revival Circle. You can see the Forsaken Inn is in a pretty bad way. There's a big hole in the roof. It's sagging. It's not the most pleasant place. I suppose any shelter is shelter, but I would think at some point they would get around to fixing that roof. But 11 years later, that roof is still as in bad a shape as ever. And who are you? Oh, I know who you are. You're my Runekeeper trainer. Okay. Guess we'll be talking to you. And something else I had forgotten to mention. Another way you can get reputation with an area is the taskboard. So you go into the taskboard and you click on it, and there's a list of items that they will take. So let's see if we have anything. We have a bunch of broken wooden maces, so we can use that. And it says to wanted. Broken wooden maces taken from the weakest of the foes dwelling in the western stretches of the lowlands. Bring them to Gaderick Months at the Forsaken Inn. And it says to collect broken wooden maces, 10 of them, and this gets you 300 rep with the Eglain. And now I have a thing here that says to deliver the maces, because I already have a bunch. So do I have anything else? I have some dusky wings. Let's see if those are on my task. Dusky wings are. Wanted dusky wings from the vile Kerbane found throughout the Lonelands. The Eglain will honor your efforts should you undertake this task. So again, it's 10 of them. And I can turn that one in as well. Now, the thing about this is you can only do the 5 tasks a day. I think as you do a certain number of tasks, you actually eventually do get an extra task you're able to do for every, I can't remember how much it is. I don't know what that maxes out at, because honestly I often forget that the task board exists, except for places like the Lonelands where using the task board is probably the fastest way to get rep. But however, if you're doing 5 tasks a day, you will be getting an extra 1500 rep, which adds up after a while. So what else can we turn in? I think we did broken wooden maces. Blackened sword sheaths, or that's, yep, blackened sword sheaths are here. Wanted blackened sword sheaths carried by the orcs and goblins that overrun the ruins where the Eglain made their way in the world. Deliver 10 of these sheaths to Gaderick Months to earn favor with the Eglain. So, and you can do, like, if you won't have a whole bunch of broken wooden maces, you can actually turn that in, come back out here, retake it, turn it in. So that's handy too. But again, it's 5 times a day you can use the task board. But it is another good way to get rep. Some places don't have task boards. Trying to think. Trollshaws has task boards. I think Misty Mountains does. Not sure about Aragion. Moria does, but you don't really need task boards in Moria. You will get tons of reputation items there anyway. Lothlorien and Mirkwood, I believe, do not have task boards. I'm not sure about Inadwaith. But anyway, in the areas that have task boards, like Breland, here, other places, it is a good way to get your reputation with that area up. And while I have this open, I just realized, nope, that's not the one I'm looking for. There is usually a item that drops from goblins that starts a quest, but I don't have it yet. Alright, so we will pause here for a moment, and when we come back, we will go inside and talk to the residents of the Forsaken Inn. Okay, we're back, and as you can see, we are inside the Forsaken Inn. We go in, and there are a lot of NPCs in here that have a lot of quests for us. And if you come over here and look up, you can see just how big that hole is in the roof. It's pretty big, but it doesn't seem to stop these people from staying here. I don't know why. I guess that's just the way they are. And if you come down this way, they have their in rooms. Well, underground, this is a storage room. That is not an in room. That's a storage room. But if you go a little further, well, you actually have an inn here. And if you listen real carefully, it's a little creepy sounding in here, but looks like not only do we have a bed, but somebody set up a bedroll. And got a couple cots and a bedroll in here too. I guess not the most welcoming environment, but if you're on the road and you had to have somewhere you needed to sleep that wasn't the floor, dude, you are so drunk. You would sleep wherever you could. Alright, so back out here, and as you can see, we have ring, 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 ring. Well, I sound like an old-fashioned telephone. Ring, ring. Alright. Alright, Gaderick. I have, some dusky wings for you.
It's a sorry day.
We of the Eglain thank you for this. These creatures appeared before the attacks in our ruins, and we are certain that they are part of the darkness that has swarmed over the land. Well, you're welcome. And we have some broken wooden
Can't
maces.
you leave me to my
I see that you have been busy fighting our enemies. This is a good thing. We of the Eglain thank you for your efforts. Perhaps in time we shall call you friend. A lot of time. It takes a lot of time. And our blackened sword sheaths.
Can't you leave me to my
For all the
misery?
horror their wicked blades have caused, we will find solace in this collection. It proves that these enemies can be beaten back. I thank you heartily, friend. Well, okay, maybe not quite as long as I thought it would. Alright, so we're going to go over here and look under reputation, and we're still neutral with the Eglain, but we are slowly working our way towards at least acquaintance. And we have Falster and Gaderick here.
Woe to me.
Candaith is a good man who has taken a chance by giving us his word that you can be trusted. For his sake and our continued friendship with him, I hope that you are worth the risk. We are simple people who wish to remain apart from society, but there are efforts that must be undertaken to survive, that all must undertake to survive, and we will ask you for assistance to prove that you are worthy. So I need to find and speak with a member of the Eglain in the Forsaken Inn or their camp in Nain Inid. And, well,
It's a sorry day.
he is actually a member of the Eglain, so we could talk to him again. You have toiled long, and we are grateful for all you have done. You appear to have the best intentions towards our people. For this, we will grant you the request you ask.
I'm sure it will do no good.
And actually, that quest gave us
May I
1,200
speak with
rep.
you?
So, whoop. You have been patient. You must understand we are solitary people. We hold our friends dear to us and protect them as we can. Radagast is such a friend, and here at the behest of our leader, to aid us with a terror emerging from a long slumber. He has taken residence in the ruins of Oscaruth, the place we call home. You are welcome to make the journey to the east. The ruin is north of the Great East Road, before the road snakes between the northern and southern swamp. Seek Radagast within the tower. Perhaps there is a way you can aid him, as he will surely aid you. So, that one is part of the main quest, and it takes us to Oscaruth. But we will be putting that one aside for the moment because there is plenty of stuff left to do here at the Forsaken Inn. And this is
What can I do for you?
basically just a quest that says go out to this location and talk to this person. Some come to these lands because they are shunned, others to simply pass through. Some folk like me are here at the behest of others with nothing more than profit on the mind. Which ilk are you? Alright. So now, we are going to start talking to some of these people, because there are a lot, like I said, a lot of quests at the Forsaken Inn to do. So this one,
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with you?
there are too many travelers, even through this remote land, and the nearest water sits foul and stagnant. We've the well, of course, but water is rationed among all the guests and does not go as far as it might. Blankets need making and mending, and there are no better hides to be found than those of the wolves. The hide of a warg is too coarse, but a wolf's fur can be made soft with a comb. If you've the time and a good heart, I would ask for your assistance. You'll not see me stomping through the brush to get to the wolves, so deadly as they are. There are a few places you may want to look for wolves with proper hides. Wolves creep among the ruins of Minas Ariel to the south, though that place is also crawling with wargs and goblins. Wolves hunt too among the weather hills to the east and north. Finally, you could travel even further north, but the Midgewater Pass is dangerous and full of even worse things than wolves. When you have the wolf hides, return to me, and I'll see that you're rewarded. Alright, so she wants wolf hides.
I'm sorry to trouble you, but will you help me?
Old Mugwort does the cooking around here, though he has been in the wild for weeks. But I have some recipes of my own that tickle the fancy of some of the guests. So much so they have bought out all my latest fare. The recent commotion ran off our modest herd of swine, and I need more pork. I need boar, feet, and leg bones. Though I'll not share with you all my recipe, I will tell you that the marrow from the bones gives the soaked feet a richer taste. Once you pull the fur away and cure the feet in salt, you've a tasty treat. You should find boars in the surrounding area and the northeast among the weather hills. Be careful though, not every foot is good for eating. So we need to collect leg bones and boar feet for her to create pig's feet. I've never understood the appeal of eating pig's feet, but I guess it is a thing. And fluffing the
I
pillows.
don't know if you can help me.
Ever since Gaderick month showed up, I've had no rest. Normally we see no guests for months on end, but the glut of guests here has me stretched to my limits. Anlaf is under great strain and takes his worries out on me, driving harder to see that the chambers are cared for, the workers watched, and the guests fed. Well, I'm just not able to do it all. One thing that still needs to be done is replacing of the pillows. All the stuffing's gone missing with the use they are getting, and I need to get the fluff back into them. We don't have the luxury of ducks, but the crabane circling about in the north might do in a pinch. There are plenty of troublesome thorn-tailed and sharp-eyed crabane lurking about. Bring me some of their feathers and I'll pay you for the trouble. The birds circle often over the vale surrounding Weathertop and the summit of the great hill. So, she needs feathers for the pillows. Now, that is just a small portion of what we're going to get. Gaderick has several quests for us too.
I'm sure it will do no
I am
good.
Gaderick Muntz, a member
May
of the
I speak
Eglain.
with you?
I trade artifacts found in the lowlands to collectors in Bree in return for food and other necessities. And that reminds me, I need to go back to Bree and talk to the little grocer that's near the west gate, because she had a quest to come out here. Until recently, our trade has been brisk, but darkness has come to these lands, and our people to the Eglain face starvation and deal with murder. Goblins have crept up into the lowlands, and I have made trade difficult. They attacked us, murdered many of our number, and seized many of our trade goods. Ruins of ancient Honor overlook a large valley to the southeast, the Forsaken Inn. Minas Ariel, that place is called, and it was long dear to my people. Would you go there and retrieve our trade bundles from the crates and return to me? Alright, so we have hunters become prey.
I'm sure it will do no good, but
And
may I speak with you?
I may not be able to read all of this because they wrote War and Peace in this Forsaken Inn. My people suffered such horrors as wargs tore through the ruins before the lashes of their masters. Precocious and unyielding, the beast devoured many members of my tribe even as they lay dying. The beast must be punished, and my people must find their strength again. The wargs dwell now among the ruins of Minas Ariel, the helm they stole from my people. We must humiliate the enemy, take their tails, and show them they are weak. Hunt down the wargs, collect their tails, and bring them to me so I can see the smiles once more upon the faces of those few that remain of my people. Okay. So basically, orcs and goblins and wargs and other creepy crawlies have invaded the Lone Lands, and a lot of people here are dead as a result. And these are some of whom remains from the attacks. Very sad. Vengeance for the lost.
You, but will you help me?
Our people suffered an attack that cost many lives, and who knows how many more will be dead of starvation before the year is spent. The goblins must pay for their foul treachery. You carry yourself as one familiar with battle. Would you go to the ruins of Minas Ariel, southeast of the inn, and destroy the goblins you find there? The Eglain deserve vengeance. So he wants us to kill a whole bunch of goblins. Just fine, because that's going to be a big theme here, is kill a whole bunch of goblins. Bounties, goblin scabbards.
I take a moment of
So
your
again, we
time.
have bounties here. My charge is clear. Revisit a measured vengeance upon the goblins. Still, I feel this is not enough. The goblins are responsible for the deaths of many. I want to revisit upon them what they wrought upon us. I will pay you in trade and recognition among my people if you are willing to assist in this endeavor. Any goblin from the northeast of this encampment to the depths of Minas Ariel will suffer, as many will carry the proof that I desire scabbards, leather scabbards, used to house their murderous daggers. Seek out the goblins in these places and claim their scabbards, return them to me, and I will see that you receive a fitting reward. Alright, so Falster, I guess you are up next.
Would you do something for me?
I make my living trading with the patrons of the Forsaken Inn, or rather I used to until the goblins arrived. Their presence strikes fear in my suppliers and made trade impossible. Sadly, that doesn't remove my obligation to Ollie Redbrush, my employer in Breetown. A vale beneath the ruins of Minas Ariel, southeast of the Forsaken Inn, contains the coins and heirlooms I need and more. Wolves inhabit the valley, and Ollie may forgive me the delay if I include some pristine wolf teeth with the shipment. If you assist me in collecting these curiosities, I will ensure that you are paid for the favor. Make your way to the valley beneath Minas Ariel and obtain coins, heirlooms, and wolf teeth for me. Alright. Okay, that one was loud. Oh, and Loth. I guess I have to talk to you.
Can't you leave me to my misery?
More strange passings through. No? Well then, if you aim on staying, you might want to find a nice parcel of the floor to take up. The inn is dangerously close to full for some reason. I'm not complaining. Coin is coin. You know, even if there is little to spend it on in these parts. So, we have a missing
I don't
supply
know if
cart.
you can help me.
Good day, Roomkeeper. What do you need? Did I summon you? Anyway, it doesn't matter. My supplies have not come back from Bree. I sent a cart out a week ago, or earlier. I'm not sure anymore. But I did send a cart. I know that. Now where is it? Tell me that. The cart was traveling west towards Bree, and it should have come back by now. I want to know what happened to the supplies I sent and to the cart's driver. I hope it wasn't the goblins. There are so many of them here now. Will you help? Will you travel west towards Bree, search both north and south, and bring me any news you discover? So that's usually the first quest I do before any of the other stuff. And this here, Into the Forsaken, Stroke of Midnight,
I'm
this
sure it will do no
is
good, but may I
an
speak with you?
instance that does require a small fellowship to do, because there are certain things that different classes have to be available to do. So you have to have one light armor class. Usually a minstrel or runekeeper is good. You have to have one medium armor class and one heavy armor class. And also there are puzzles and things where you require more than one person to complete it. So, it is not something we're going to be able to do solo, but that is something there.
Stay a moment.
I will tell you of my troubles, traveler, and see if you can lend me some assistance. The monks supply me with pottery and other trinkets found throughout the ruins of the Lonelands. They count themselves folk of the land, these Eglain, and they depend on such trade for their livelihood. Goblins have overrun the ruins where they are accustomed to gathering the pieces. They cannot collect the pottery shards I require, and I find my deliveries impossible to fulfill. If I cannot send a delivery of pottery to Mrs. Sandheaver in the town of Bree, I will not be paid. There is a valley beneath the ruins of Minas Iriel, southeast of the Forsaken Inn, where wolves have been known to prowl. There may be some shattered bits of pottery there, and perhaps some whole pieces as well. If you can bring me some, I will see you paid for your effort. Do be careful. The Lone Lands never cease to be dangerous, especially in these troubled times. Alright, so we're going to go see Leva here,
I'm sure it will do no good, but may I speak with
who
you?
has a bounty at the moment. That's all she has. I'm not just a server and maid here at the Forsaken Inn. I'm also a fair hand with needle and thread. At the moment, Anloth has me making a special treat for the goblins of Anulas. I've been trying to finish this terrible little scarecrow for weeks, but there are none here willing to risk their lives against the goblins to bring me what I need to complete it. I have all the pieces I need except cloth from enough goblin tabards to complete the scarecrow. If you are willing to go to the ruins of Minas Iriel to the southeast, or to the plains of Ananlos, and bring me some tabards from the goblins there so I can finish this dreadful piece. Alright, so she wants goblin tabards to complete a goblin scarecrow. Alright. And there will be actually, she will have at least one or two more quests. I think doing Anloft's quest will trigger another one. But yeah, like I said, there are a lot of quests at the Forsaken Inn, which is actually very good because it does help get the reputation up. So we're going to do one more broken wooden mace and one more blackened sword sheath. That will complete our 5 tasks for the day. And we'll see how many,
Can't you leave
how
me
much
to
rep
my
we have
misery?
when we're done with
It's a
that.
sorry day.
And it will let us know that our task limit has been reached. I do not want to reset it for 10 mithril coins. Thank you very much. That's kind of expensive. We completed a deed. Oh, that's right. Orcs. Okay. We want it to see. So we are now up to 4,484 out of 10,000 rep, which will of course increase as we do all these quests that we have just gotten and many other quests. But for now, we're going to head back to Bree, grab that quest that comes out this way, and then come back, and we will pick up, starting on the quests out here, tomorrow. But until then, bye for now.